Welcome back, everybody. So in today's video, we're going to discuss what's the best way for you to ship something that you've sold on eBay, or what's the best way for you to ship something that that you didn't sell on eBay that you just want to mail to somebody else, right? So the first thing we need to discuss is boxes and envelopes, and where do I get them? So first off, envelopes. I keep a few different sizes in stock. I actually have 4 different kinds of envelopes in stock currently. But whenever I first started selling on eBay, I bought these little craft bubble mailers at Walmart. They're about 50 cents a piece, nothing special. But I quickly came to realize that 50 cents a piece is pretty hefty when you have to pay shipping on top of that. It was really cutting into my profits. And I finally saw that I was going to continue selling on eBay, so I needed to start buying my own envelopes. So the first thing I did was go to eBay and bought some craft, I believe these are 00s, craft bubble mailers. They're about $7 or $8 for 50 of them. So way better than 50 to 55 cents a piece. Same deal with the poly mailers, the poly bubble mailers. I use those all the time. I love those things. I just like them better. It's a preference issue for me. But those things, I buy them by the hundreds. You can get them for 15 cents a piece, 20 cents a piece, whatever. The more you buy, the cheaper they get. So don't be afraid to buy some of those on eBay, especially if you see that this is something you want to continue doing and continue selling. Just because the price difference is so substantial, it really affects your bottom line. So the next thing we need to talk about is boxes. So where's the best place to get boxes? Well, first off, you can have somebody that owns a store give them to you. If they get a bunch of shipments in and they usually just chunk them, put them in the trash, a lot of places will give boxes away. You could go that route. Or in this case, I keep a lot of priority mail boxes in stock just for whenever I need a certain size during shipping. To get these, all you have to do is create an account on USPS.com. It's free. You put in your shipping address, and then you place an order telling them which size boxes you want and how many you want. They come in lots of 10 or 25, and they'll mail them to your house for free. So super simple, super easy. Or you could go to the post office itself, your local post office, and pick up some of these things, because they do keep some of these boxes in stock there, but you may not get all the sizes you want or something you specifically need. The next thing we need to talk about is get yourself a set of shipping scales. These little electronic scales are about 25, 30 bucks at your big box store. These will save you a ton of money. They will more than pay for themselves. And so the reason I say that is this. Before I had the scales, I didn't actually know how much each item weighed. So what I would do, I would go ahead and pre-package it, take it to my local post office, get them to weigh it, mail it, everything like that. They would charge me an amount and I would pay it. I thought everything was good. And I'd tell them, hey, you just send this the cheapest way I can get out. Well, what I didn't understand was, since I sell on eBay, eBay has an option where you can print your shipping labels from eBay. They have worked out deals with all of the major shippers for discounted rates. So if you can ship your label, if you can print your labels from home and have your weigh them, you can choose the best way to ship something off of eBay and get a pretty significant discount. I think it's about 20%. It fluctuates as shipping changes every year, but even if it's 5%, that pays for a $25 set of scales pretty quick. Now let's consider an item. Let's consider anything under a pound and anything over a pound, because that's pretty much your 2 break points. Anything under a pound, I always take to USPS. They pretty much can't be beat on those prices. Now, when it gets to be over a pound, that's when the other people can start to compete a little bit. So let's start talking about some of those. Anything over a pound, I'm not going to ship in my own envelope because it's not cost effective then. It's like we mentioned earlier, eBay has worked out predetermined shipping prices with USPS. So something that say was 2 pounds that I could put in this envelope and ship first class is basically the same price to ship priority mail. So why would I not upgrade to priority mail and use their free boxes, save my envelopes? So that's usually what I do. So with that being said, we've got just on this table 6 different boxes. So are there any differences in them? Do I need to use one, not use the other? Well, all have their benefits and they're all different. So first off, these are ones that you can get at your local post office. These are the flat rate boxes. I didn't bring the small flat rate box up here. I've got a large one and a medium one. These things, this one will cost you $19.95 at the post office to mail. Roughly 17, 18 bucks on eBay. This one, the post office, 15 bucks. I think it's $13 on eBay. So these things are garbage. Never use those boxes. Never. Here's why. These are all by weight. This is bigger than that large box that I just had. The only difference is this is a large mailing box. The other was a large flat rate box. These are all done by weight. The flat rate boxes assume that you're going to put a lot of weight in them, but they're so small that you really can't put anything heavy in them. Therefore, it becomes better to ship with these boxes, depending on the section of country it's going to. Let's say it was 5 pounds. Would be between $12 and probably $18, depending on where it's going in the country from my location. Every time that's better than 20 bucks. So why would I ever pay $20 when I can use a bigger box and a cheaper price? Now with that said, sometimes it's cheaper to use FedEx. It's usually only cheaper when it's going to the West Coast. I live in Mississippi, and anything I ship to Washington, Oregon, or California is very expensive through the USPS. And so FedEx is actually cheaper for me by a pretty good bit. And those things are something you need to consider. Everywhere else in the country, USPS is pretty much cheaper. That's just the way it is for me and my circumstances, and that's something that you can research on eBay as you're printing your labels. But if you ship with FedEx, you need to have your own boxes, and like I said earlier, you can get those. I've got a friend of mine that works at Walmart. They unbox hundreds of items every night, and he'll bring me boxes every now and then. All right, so the last thing we need to talk about with shipping is insurance and delivery confirmation, signature confirmation, those items. So let's start with delivery confirmation or tracking. If you print your label off eBay, eBay automatically uploads tracking to that item for your customer. That way they can constantly check and see where their item is. It's a great feature. eBay wants you to have tracking on each item. And to cover yourself, you need to have tracking on each item. Because if a customer says, hey, I didn't get this, and they file a claim on you, they're going to win because you don't have tracking information, so you can't prove you shipped that item. So signature confirmation. eBay requires it on any item that's over $250 or $275. I can't remember which one exactly. But anything that I'm shipping that's that expensive, I want to know they got it. The signature confirmation is the only way to tell for sure that person got that item, and they cannot dispute that. And the last one we need to cover is insurance. So with insurance, you just need to ask yourself a question. What level do I feel comfortable maybe having to refund something that got tore up in shipping or messed up in shipping? The number I use is $40. Anything over $40 I put insurance on. Anything under $40 I don't put insurance on. I ship a ton of things through the post office. Very, very rarely do they tear something up. Very rarely does something happen. But those times do feel really bad when it does happen. And it will happen to you if you ship enough things through the post office. However, if you use something that's priority mail and ship it priority mail, it comes with $50 insurance included. So a lot of times I will ship something priority mail just for the insurance. If it's borderline on weight and won't fit into a envelope, yeah, we'll go ahead and throw it in a box and get the insurance included with that. It's just a nice little bonus. That's one thing that I didn't understand when I started this, and I was paying for insurance on priority mail items that were like $50 or $60 when it was already included for $50. So that's a nice little thing that the post office offers. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope this was some good information that you can use for your business. I want to see everybody be able to maximize their profits, and shipping's an easy thing to be able to help do that. But just cutting out waste and eliminate things that you shouldn't be paying for, like free insurance on priority mail. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next time.